What's up, guys? It's Jael here, and today I want to talk to you about Arena. Pretty much every content creator out there tells you focus on Clan Boss, get those numbers in, and I will not deny that Clan Boss is super important. But let's talk a little bit about why Arena is something that you should not neglect. All right? As you level up in Arena, you get bonuses. So you get champion bonuses just for reaching a certain level in the arena. So if you look here, you've got your various levels. So if you're hanging out here in silver or bronze or wherever you're at, look at where you're getting. You're only getting a 12% boost on HP and attack and defense. Think about the damage you can do if you can just get into gold, at least gold. And ideally is to hang out in gold 4. Now, this is not an easy proposition. I am not even trying to tell you that it is. But what I am trying to tell you is that don't neglect Arena just because it can be frustrating, just because it can be difficult to find the right champions. Because you are literally leaving stuff on the table. Never mind the fact that as you play in the arena, you get bars. All right. So if you are in bronze, you get a certain amount of bars and so on. And if you click on the guides, it talks a little bit about what those do and how much it's going to cost you on each level. So if you are in bronze, you're only going to get bronze level bars. But those bars are not going to help you as much as silver is. And even better once you get into gold. Because with gold, you're going to be able to purchase more levels in your Great Hall. Now, my Great Hall is not maxed out. I've been playing this game for about 14 months now. But because I haven't neglected the arena, I not only am getting the champion bonuses, but I am also able to upgrade the various affinities. Notice I started with accuracy and crit damage, and now I'm working on attack. How you approach this is something that I will cover in a different video. But I just want to encourage you to not neglect the arena just because, face it, the arena can be a pain. So let's talk about strategy. Let's talk about how you can attack the arena. So there are two different sides of arena. You have your straight up battle or offense, and then you have your defense. I'm going to just talk about you battling other guys, so your regular offensive battles. And then in another video, I'll talk about defense and different strategies that you can use. You will see that there are certain champions that you do not want to go up against. So, for example, this guy, probably one of the worst enemies that you can go against. I have not figured out how to go against him yet. I am confident that I will eventually do that. But the biggest challenge with Hegemon is that he always gets to go first. So it doesn't matter how fast your champions are, he always gets to go first. And he's got some pretty intense skills. So I'm going to go ahead and play him out so that you can see what exactly he does, and we'll see how it goes. All right. I haven't even tried to play this round, so we'll just see what happens. You'll notice that I'm also on manual, because with manual, you've got more control. One of the biggest things that Hegemon already does is he locks out your other skills. So he makes it where you can't do anything else. But he doesn't always land it on everybody. So I'm going to try and decrease his turn meter. I'm going to boost our turn meter. And then we're going to start hounding people down. Seeing what kind of damage we can do. You'll also note that I am trying to get rid of my reviver, because if I do happen to get anybody down, if I do happen to beat somebody, if my turn meter, well, totally lost train of thought, because I lost. I lost what I was trying to say. So, I know. If I do happen to kill somebody, I don't want that reviver to revive them. And then there's going to be other guys that you can just knock out. So if you've got, a good team, and I'll talk about my team later. If you've got a good team and you're going just against one, go ahead and slap that on auto and we'll just knock them out. So we'll get rid of that. And I always think that it is super crazy when somebody puts Arbiter in there by herself, because she's really a team player. She's not a soloist. Although there are some champions out there that I wouldn't go in there solo with, no matter how good I think my team is. And maybe that'll change over time. So we'll go ahead and knock these out. See if there's anybody here. All right, so this is a good example of a team that could get you or not get you, because this guy here, Astrolon, he's got some serious moves. And when you're battling against the enemy, you can tell if they're fully ascended, but you don't know if they're booked. So you have to assume that they are. You also know that if you had a champion that did a veil or a perfect veil, he's going to be able to remove those buffs. So he's a buff remover. And then if he happens to hit somebody and the damage is lower, then he's going to increase his turn meter. I mean, there's a whole lot of things to look at. He also has a chance of reviving someone. So Astrolon you got to be careful of. But doesn't mean that you can't defeat him. So once again, I have it on manual. So I'm going to mentor my heroes. That's increasing my turn meter. Then I'm going to rip off those buffs. And then hopefully, nope, didn't get him in one shot, but it doesn't mean that we can't. All right, so here he goes. He's being a main guy, but we got Arbiter down. And then Astrolon, bye-bye. He's so dramatic when he dies. I absolutely love that. All right, so, no, we're not going to go there. All right, so let's see. Okay, this guy, he was the one that was just boosted. Y'all, I wanted him so bad. So bad. And I'll show you why. Because he's nasty. But we're still going to be faster. which is the key. Fast, fast, fast. But he still froze somebody. Now, we do not want to use, this is a, where he can kill somebody and they can't be revived. Now, we don't have a reviver on the team, but with this Tormund the Cold, he actually can revive himself. And so we want to make sure that we save this and use it later when hopefully we can keep that from happening. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and try to knock him down a little bit. Unfortunately, we just got frozen. There he goes. All right, we're going to enforce humanity. All right, so we're going to chance it because his health is kind of low. If I hit him now and he dies, then he's going to revive himself back up. So if I use just a regular skill, he's going to revive himself right back. So we're going to take a chance. We're going to take a chance that we're going to be able to knock him down. Unfortunately, chances are pretty good that it's not going to work because, again, this guy is obnoxiously, awesomely weird. And I want him so bad. Oh, looky. See, we did it. We got rid of him, and he couldn't revive himself. So, yes. So, we have a Tormund killer. Woohoo! All right. This is another setup that can get you if you're not careful. Because this guy's a nuker. She rips off buffs from your guys and are from... Yeah, she whips them off. So she gets rid of buffs from the enemy, but this one removes debuffs. And then, of course, we know Krisk is like, bad mamma jamma. But, do not get stuck on team power. Team power is tricky. Because just because the team power says it's high or it's low does not necessarily mean that this team cannot still kick your fanny. Because there's been times where my team, which is not horrible, I mean, I think they work really well together. And then you go up against a team that's got, 80, 90 in team power, and they still wipe your butt out. All right, so don't be so stuck on what the team power is. Focus on what the champions do. And once again, it's all about speed. Speed, speed, speed. And if you get to go first, then you're golden. Of course, Krisk always starts out by putting on the shields. But he foolishly thinks that his guys are protected. Now, when you do this, you're hoping that you're going to block revive somebody or block them to where they can't be revived. Now, the most dangerous enemy that you have is Madam, because all of these things that are protecting us, she has the ability to rip them off. And we don't want that. So we're going to try to turn her down. We're going to try to eliminate her because you want to get rid of the baddest enemy that they have. So now we're just going to knock them down. We're just going to keep working on getting rid of these guys. Now I'm going to work on Krisk. His resistance is high. That's what that, basically, he wasn't able to complete that because he protected himself. I don't understand all the details. It's not really about whether you do or not. You just want to know what is the best way to go against the enemy that you're up against. So we're going to keep wearing him down. We're going to boost our turn meter. Going to leech. And then hopefully, oh yeah. And then Doom Priest, she's not a standalone champion. She needs other people to support her. So once you've got her out, she's done. So she is the lowest threat. And then you keep on going. This is another setup that's really tricky, because this chick here, she's a speed manipulator. She's going to mess with your speed. She's going to deplete turn meter on the target. She's going to increase the speed on your enemies, and then she increases speed of everybody else by 24%. But as long as you have a champion that has a higher speed aura, you're already ahead of the game. So with Arbiter, we got a 30% speed boost. With, I totally forgot her name, Lysandra, they're already at a disadvantage. Now, you can't see any of their stats. You have no way of knowing. She could still be faster. So you never want to assume that you're faster, just what the other champions can do. Martyr is another example of somebody that you've got to be careful with, because she has a counterattack, and then she also places a provoke. So she's also one of those ones that can really mess with you. Then we've got Sentinel. She's a decreased attack, increased defense, and a block debuff. And then block and damage. Her auras only count for the leader, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you have Duke, and then he's got chances of placing decrease accuracy and decrease attack and decrease. He also has an opportunity to do provoke and an unkillable. But the unkillable still doesn't matter if you can rip it off. So rip it off. You need to have a buff remover. All right, so we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. Could be good, could be bad. But we still got to go first. And if you win the speed game, you're golden. So now we're going to remove. And then we're going to get everybody. Hopefully, yes. So let's do a leech. And then Martyr, down. Now we're going to start wearing the other guys. It's good to have AoE. Good to have something to just waylay these guys down. So it's not impossible to go against these guys. You just have to know what your champions are capable of and whether or not you're faster. Now, this one I would not go up against, even though we're faster, because her aura doesn't even apply. You want to make sure you're putting in the right one. Rhodos, he doesn't have an aura. And then, now if it were me and this was my team, which, good Lord, if I had 2 Rhodoses, I'd be happy camper. I would put him in the lead, because that's going to increase the accuracy on your champions. So putting somebody in the lead just because you think they're the best option isn't always the best option. Because you want to know what are your champions' abilities. What's going to help your team, because it is a team sport. So I would not go against these guys, even though I know I'm faster. The other thing you want to watch for is you want to make sure that you know who your enemy is. Because this guy, you do not want Volgoth to be healed, because he heals your enemy every time he gets healed. So his provoke and his heal working together, oh, good night, you're in trouble. So this is a team I would not go up against. Not. Alright, so then, of course, we know Warlord, he's a pain in the neck. Oh, yeah, and I wouldn't go up against this guy either. So, all right, let's refresh. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Prince Kymar, another one, has a strong speed aura. Never mind Hegemon. All right. So, he increases speed by 30. So, if you have Arbiter and you're going up against Prince Kymar, you're looking at 30%, 30%. You just don't want to go there. Then, of course, the fact that we've got Hegemon that, we know he's going first no matter who's in the lead. So, run. Run, run, run. All right. You definitely don't want to go up against anybody who has been boosted in any way. Holy cow, look at this guy. Oh, no, no. Run, run. Run. And then, of course, you always have these, which are super fun. So you just go in there and wipe them out. Bye-bye. Say goodnight. Rip it off. And die. And gone. And... Ooh, she's pretty strong. Good night. I always love how they die. They're so dramatic. So dramatic. All right. Other champions to avoid. You do not want to go against the sisters. You do not want to go against a fat man because he teams up with everybody and he's just mean. Mean, mean, mean. You don't want to go up against Leo because he's mean too. You just run. There's nobody in this lineup that I would go up against. And oh my goodness, I did not realize, of course, I don't have Lydia yet, but I did not realize that she revives, or she blocks, let's see, denies enemy revive attempts. So she does a block revive on your team. So it doesn't matter if you got, all 4 of your guys are revivers, she's not gonna let it happen. So yeah, you just run away from Lydia. Run. Again, run away from Leo. Magnar's another one that's, oh my goodness, he is horrible. I'm gonna show you. If you are sitting on Magnar, stop. I have finally gotten him level up. I haven't gotten his team working properly yet. But I want to show you this guy because you want to talk about sneaky nasty. He's sneaky nasty. So, but doesn't mean that he is impossible to beat. You just gotta watch him. And even though we have a reviver, I'm going to try to deal with him. And if we get a revive, that's okay. But I want to try to get rid of him. And you will see why in a minute if he does not die. There we go. Look at that. One shot. Boom. Nasty, nasty, nasty. And that right there is proof positive that just because team power means nothing. Look at that damage. So, tricky. Of course, putting Arbiter, going against him with Arbiter in the lead, that was already a dangerous proposition. Alright, so here's another example of dangerous people to go up against. So, let's check at him. He has increases ally speed in all battles by 19%. So, look at the speed lead. You want to make sure that you know what are they doing. Another thing that's tricky is he fills the turn meter of his allies and depletes yours. Then he has an AoE that decreases your defense and nasty. And then his A1, also nasty. So, one of those things got to be really careful of. Then you're looking at Monster. Oh my goodness, Monster is... He may be miscreated, but he is definitely a monster. He has stun, decreased defense. He's got an AoE stun, shield on the allies, ally protection. and he heals based on his max HP and then continuous heal. So he is probably one of our biggest threats, but don't discount these guys, especially Rosin. And if you have not built up Rosin yet, if you haven't done the fusion to get him, do it. Do not delay getting Rosin. And this is the reason why. He decreases the turn meter of enemies by 100%. So if you think that you're going to go, and it's everybody. So he's definitely a dangerous proposition. And then you've got a good healer, Apothecary, amazing rare, and then increases speed. So this team right here, we got some serious speed going. So let's see what happens. And sometimes it's a toss-up. But if you're already ahead of the game and you've been able to go first, then you're already at an advantage. And boom. Now, I want to take care of him, because I know he is going to mess with my turn meter. Monster, he's not going to go down easy. He's going to take some work. But once he has eliminated, or once you have eliminated his buddies, you just got to take the time to get rid of him. So, know your enemy. I think it was, I'm not even going to try to quote who the person was that, said know your enemy or whatever, but super, super important. All right, so we've talked a little bit about knowing your enemy, knowing who you're going against. So now let's talk a little bit about what you should do and what kind of teams you should put together. So obviously, in a perfect world, you're far enough in the game that you have gotten Arbiter. And Arbiter, y'all, she is the goddess of everything. All right? So she revives everybody, fills their turn meter, grants an extra turn, and then she does an increased attack, and then fills turn meters some more, heals all allies by their max HP, and then she's got a AoE, and then her A1 is a crazy, crazy attack. So, perfect world, you have Arbiter, get those masteries done, and get her as fast as you possibly can. Don't worry about anybody else's speed. You want to take your gear and get her fast. Fast, fast, fast. Then the second person, or second champion that I have in here is, I've got Madam. She's the next one that goes. And the reason why Madam is so phenomenal is that she removes buffs from the enemy, places a decreased attack, and a decreased defense debuff on all allies. So this right now, this skill right here is the good one. The absolute mad. And you want to time it to where she's going next. So if you saw, I have Arbiter at 311, Madam, clicked on the wrong thing. Got Arbiter at 311. Then my next one to go is going to be Madam. And she's at 275. My next is Foley. Foley's a beast. Awesome because of his block revive. So, again, if you're fortunate enough to have him, get him. Don't sit on him. Don't sit on him. And then he's going next. Now, you notice his speed is just 2 points less than Madam, and that's okay, because it doesn't matter as long as he goes next in the rotation. And then, of course, everybody loves Mr. Mashalad. I call him Mao. And it's this. He's got an increased speed, increased crit damage, true fear, all of these things. And then, of course, there's my masteries. And then he's going next. And he's just a little slower than Foley. But that's okay, because you want to get your team. So, what are the kind of things that you want in a arena team? If you don't have a reviver, if you don't have if you're early game, don't let the fact that you're early game cause you to run from the arena, because you can still do it. Because when you're first starting, those arena levels aren't going to be like the others are. And so ideally, you're going to want a buff remover. And here's somebody that is like awesome. This chick, do not sit on Reliquary Tender, because she has a 20% chance of placing that decrease attack. So obviously not as stellar as Madam, but she still has that opportunity. And that 20% chance can go up to 20, 25, 30, 40, 50% chance. So decrease attack. And then this one, Tender's Watch, removes all the buffs from the allies. So if you're going against an enemy that puts a decreased attack, decreased speed, decreased whatever, she's going to be able to remove it. And then she fills the turn meter of one ally that she revives. So is she like a crazy reviver? No, but she's awesome. She's awesome. Another one is Apothecary. We mentioned him before because he is a healer, he boosts speed, and he has a good attack. So you want to get him going in there. I don't have these guys set up as far as who goes first and whatever, so they're not speed tuned or whatever. Another phenomenal rare that I still haven't, I'm just being real with you guys. I haven't figured out how to make all of these champions work. But I just want you to know that there are champions that will help you do this. And poor War Maiden, girl needs some clothes, I'm just saying. But she has some amazing abilities, and she can be a good nuker. And then, of course, you have Kale, which he was not my... Where's he at? Where's he at? I don't even think I have him leveled up to 60. I might have finally done it. No. Where he be? I'm still by rank now. I'm so excited that they're increasing the size of everything because there's just not enough room. So, poor Kale, he don't even have all of his goods on. Or masteries or anything. I've been neglecting the poor guy. But I shouldn't be. But he is a nuker. So he has an AoE, has a 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, fills his own turn meter, attacks an enemy 4 times, poison. I mean, he is just zoop, zoop, zoop. All right. So he is a bad mamma jamma too. It's all about speed and knowing what your champions can do and what they're capable of. So that's all I have for right now, guys. I am going to get this rare team up and running and work a little bit more on what needs to be done so you can see that a little bit more as far as what things are out there and what abilities that you have for you. And then we'll do some champion spotlights and things like that to give you some suggestions as far as how to combat in the arena. But whatever you do, don't ignore the arena because it seems scary to you. Because I promise you, it is worth it. Take for example, if we go in here, see this great hall and classic arena, those two go together. So this is that extra 20% that I get in the classic arena just for playing the arena and getting into level 4. And then the Great Hall is based on the gold bars that I get from the classic arena to build up my Great Hall. Super, super, super important. So don't neglect the arena. I hope that this helps. If you find that it's helpful, please smash that subscribe button. And I will talk to you soon. Happy reading. Jael out.